Hey, you guys. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time it is. It's Dr. Sakira. And guess what? 2024 is going to be here in less than 11 days. Are you ready? The question I have for you is, have you made a decision on how you want to be, what you want to do, and what you want to have in 2024? Today, we're going to talk about making decisions, not making resolutions, not setting goals, but just simply making a decision. Most of the time, when we think about the new year, I think we think about New Year resolutions, New Year's Eve parties, and maybe some goals of what we want to complete in the year that's coming up. How many of us sit down and think about what we actually, really, and truly intend to do in the upcoming year and make decisions to stick to those intentions? See, the thing about intention is that we use intention every day, but most of the time it's done unintentionally. And so I came here today to tell you the year is almost over. And I want to say that we need to start 2024 in 2023 by making a decision to be intentional. And you say, well, how do I be intentional in doing something in 2024 when I don't even know what 2024 is going to entail? You do because you make a decision on what it is you intend to do during the next year. Who do you intend to be during the next year? And what do you intend to have in the next year? I call them the be do haves. And it's all about making a decision. If you think about like how you become the person you are, it's because you made a decision. Whether that be a good decision or a bad decision, it's a decision nonetheless. And when you make the decision, you actually set an intention to do some certain actions so that you can get certain results. And again, that's regardless of whether it's good or whether it's bad. Now, most people on a daily basis will do intentional things unintentionally. I'll give you an example. You will say, tomorrow, I'm going to go by the grocery store and pick up some bread and some milk and some cheese. That's actually you making a decision and setting an intention. And then when tomorrow gets here, inside of your day, you set an intention to stop by the store. So let's say you get in your car and you've got 2 or 3 meetings, and along the way you think about what's your route, and then you set an intention and make a decision to disrupt the other part of your day and go by the grocery store and pick up those things. That's not a conscious, intentional act, but you do it anyway. So what I'm talking about right now is how you can do that with 2024, with the next year and the next year after that and the next year after that. You can set intentions through your decision making to be, do, and have anything you want. I'm going to tell you, I set an intention this morning to show up sometime during this day and create this video. Probably 2 months ago, I set an intention, made a decision that I was going to actually have my YouTube channel, that I would show up once a week and do a YouTube video. And here's what's interesting about this. When I thought about it last week and I said, oh, I really want to get out there and start doing these YouTube videos regularly and reoccurring, a video showed up in my video feed that specifically told me how to go about making sure that I show up. So here's the interesting thing that I've noticed about making decisions and setting intentions. Your subconscious mind will go out and look in the world for things that will help you achieve and complete and act on the decisions and intentions you set. So if you're not getting the results that you want, it's probably because one, you're not making decisions, and two, you're not setting intentions. Because you can't have one without the other. You can have a choice, but if you don't make a decision and set an intention and then start acting on the intention, you just have a wish or a hope. And wishing and hoping are the things that go to the grave with you. But what you can take to the grave with you as well are all the things that you achieved, all the be's and all the do's and all the haves, when you actually make real decisions. So let's talk about 2024 or 2025 or 2026. Doesn't really matter what the next year is. Let's talk about next year. This year is over. We got 11 days. And in this year, you've achieved some stuff and you have fallen short of some things. And then there's some things that you thought about, but never made a decision, never set an intention, so you couldn't be it, do it, and have it. And I'm saying to you today, right now, it's as easy as setting an intention. Think about all the times that you have said, I intend to finish reading this book. I intend to go to the store. I intend to lose weight. And then you start taking some action on it and disruption shows up. What does disruption show up as? Pain, procrastination, harder than you thought. And because disruption shows up, you quit. But you know really why it happened? Because you didn't actually make a real decision. You had two choices: to do or not to do, to be or not to be, and you chose the not. And the problem with that is it's because you didn't install the faith that you needed to keep going when things got tough or when things didn't look like it was going to give you the result that you wanted. So I want you to think about it from this perspective. If I make a decision to do something, I immediately have to start being that person that already has it. How do you do that? You start imagining what your life looks like when you have the result that you're looking for. You start imagining in your imagination, in your mind, what does that result look like? How would I behave? What would I be doing? What would I have if I were the person that I wanted to be? If I were the person, it's allergy season, guys. If I were the person, or if I had the thing that I set an intention to have, if I decide that I want to make $100,000 a month, how do I go about doing that? By becoming the person that makes $100,000 a month. That person makes the sales calls. That person follows through on the inquiries. That person posts the videos. That person shows up speaking on stages. That person writes the book. That person coaches the people. That person does the Instagram. That person does the Facebook. That person does the YouTube. That person does the TikTok. That's the person that's making $100,000 a month through coaching. So if I want to have those things, I first have to make a decision that I want to be that person. And then I start showing up as that person. So I'm going to say to you guys, if 2024 or 2025 or 2026 or 2027 is going to be a different year for you, if you're going to be, do, and have different things, you got to be a different person. You got to do different things in order to have different results. And that means you got to set an intention, you got to make a decision, and you got to get in action. When you start doing those, it will start to show up. And more importantly than that, you have to be consistent. Because consistency says you show up even when you don't see the results. Consistency is a part of faith. It means you keep on doing it when your eyes tell you that the results aren't there. Because faith is the belief in the unseen. It's the knowing that it's coming even when you don't see it. Just like doubt is the belief in the unseen, but it's in the negative side. Faith is in the positive side. So have a little faith in yourself, make a decision, set an intention, and get in action and be consistent and watch it change. You can be, do, and have anything that you want. So 2024 can be an amazing year, or 2025 or 2026 or whatever year, the next year can be even better than this year when you make a decision. Oh, I forgot to do all that YouTube stuff. Please make sure that you like, subscribe to the channel, and send this video to somebody who needs it. Help other people be better at being themselves. I'm Dr. Sakira. I'll see you next time on Being Intentional.